Good morning, Dilip, Koti Manjnath, Praveen, Sekhar, Subendu Venkatesh, and Ram. Yes. So I hope, actually, I got an feedback from Mr. Naresh that are we going to be in depth of technical, or because we are starting something called functional implementation project, something yesterday we done it, right? So it's a purely technical, don't worry about it, as I told last sessions, okay? But just for the people, some of the people may not be clear with the basic idea of the functionalities of the HCM. That's the reason we started this, okay? So otherwise, this is purely technical, and I'll show you that like what exactly we are trying to do here. So when it comes to the technology in Oracle applications, release 12, the technology was three-tier application, three-tier and client and application and database Oracle. And when it comes to the Fusion applications, Oracle Fusion applications technology stack, here we can see the user interface, and Fusion middleware, and RDBMS database, and RDBMS here database we have. In user interface, we can see mainly ADF. In user interface, mainly we can see ADF here, and Web Center, where we are going to work with our data loading processing. Inbound integration process will be working here. And then ADF bases and AS base and service. This is Fusion middleware, where we will see service oriented architecture. These options we are going to see here it is. And securities, nothing but the roles and other access. Here we will be security profiles and all. And RDBMS is nothing but our backend, Fusion applications backend database. It's similar to EBS background, EBS database only. We don't find much that is a database here. Same tables almost. There are some few changes. There are few changes that we are going to discuss. What changes are done, and in fact, Oracle will provide to us how to find the tables. We have a separate option, Oracle Enterprise Repository. If we go to Oracle Enterprise Repository, and we can see the every module's tables. For example, if we are working in HCM, okay, so how to work with the reports, how to work with the roles, how to work with the data import and extractions and tables and views, okay. For example, if we are working for release 12 options here, and then I would like to start working with tables and views of HCM or any other things, we will be seeing that here. Implementation process here. This is for sales code, not for HCM. Okay. So like that, we can find here the tables and all. This. And then when we talk about technology differences between Oracle applications and Fusion, so most of the things I'll be comparing in the EBS, but don't worry, people who are from EBS background, this information is required. For non-EBS background, you can leave that, not an issue here. You can leave that. If you are new to the Fusion, don't worry about it. Okay. So in EBS, Oracle database 10G, and the same thing we are using in Fusion also, database backend 10G here. And then we are using Oracle application server front end forms. Here WebLogic server we are using front end WebLogic server, and user interface forms and JSPs we used to have OAF and all. Here completely ADF we are using in the front end, and ADF Java server faces we are using here. Okay, and portal here we had an Oracle portal. Now we are using Web Center. EBS data model whatever we have, DBS data model, and here is Oracle EBS data model plus CBEL plus PeopleSoft trees and data effectivity and person model. So here we will see 90% it is Oracle applications EBS data model only is continued in the Fusion also, but we can see that CBEL plus PeopleSoft trees also included. PeopleSoft trees also included here, and attachments, blogs, and here, and workflow we used to write PLSQL code, and we are using Beppel here. Reports 11G, here we are using BI Publisher. Earlier we used to have the Discoverer for analytics. Now we are not using the Discoverer. We are using OBAE for our analytics purpose. Financial models, financial reporting, FSG we used to have financial statement generators. In the place of FSG, we got Hyperion integration. Hyperion tool is used, and integration is AIA is there, and we have here it is AIA plus Beppel and more web services, and XML gateway, and there here it is Beppel. That is for the SOAP services and REST services. It will be used here. It will be used here. It is okay. And the coexistence is nothing but how we can integrate data loading with the HCM if client is using the source applications and the Fusion applications. In Fusion HCM, we can see talent review, worker performance, goals, social networking, this person employment, load the data periodically and migrate the data and extract the data. So you can extract your data if required. That's what we talked about: data loading, data extraction. These all options here. Source applications, we can see here it is. And if we look at the process of the inbound interface, how we will load the data into Fusion applications, what is the procedure? With any data, if you want to load, what process will follow? On premises or cloud? If you have any Salesforce or Workday or SuccessFactor, the cloud or EBS, PeopleSoft, CBEL, any legacy application your client might be using. Any legacy application your client might be using that. So in the step one, what happened? SOA cloud service, the data comes into enrich message, transfer to the HDL, generate the HDL file. Okay, HDL. And once we get into this part, then step two is UCM server. UCM server will, web content server will be talking about this. And step three is invoke the HDL web service, and the data comes into your Fusion HCM cloud, and finally we'll go for load the data. But this all process, we will do it from the front end. It's just we need to select the tasks and we will be completing. So maximum, if we want to go for load the data, we have to understand the architecture. Once we understand, it is very easy to perform it from the front end. I'll just show you in the front end where exactly this will be loaded. Data loading part, I'll show you navigation things where exactly we'll be doing this. Sorry, so we did log in with. Let me log out from this user. Go to navigator and data exchange. Here is an option. So from here, we are going to load the data and extract the data. So we required some roles. Anyway, we'll be talking about the roles and security. Little bit about that and all. Here we can see that HCM data loader to load our data, initiate the data load. HCM spreadsheet data loader for data loading options. Coexistence for HCM extractions, payroll data loader. Payroll data loader is only for payroll module, not for any other modules. Here it is. Okay. So this entire thing we have to be perfect. We must be clear theoretically and practically. Then we will be in a position to load the data as well as extract the data from the applications. Extract the data from the applications. Here it is. Okay. So is anyone is having the doubt here? So what exactly we are going to talk about data loading and data extractions. So what is meant by extraction? Nothing but outbound interface. There are two ways we can extract the data. So one, we can go for BI publisher and we can extract, or we have the option called extractions. We have a data in the database. Then by using the user entities, we have the user entities in Fusion applications provided. It is one of the great feature which we have, extractions, user entities. This user entity is nothing but existing queries. Existing queries. UE stands for user entity. So one user entity is nothing but just 1 second. For extract security assignment user entity, one user entity is nothing but a one query. So Oracle has already defined the queries, and they have defined already user entities. Okay. So by using this user entities, simply we can extract the data. Just we have to use, and but sometimes what happened, requirement will be different. The requirement will be different. In that scenario, we will use the tables and we will go for write the queries. Our own queries we can write. That facility also is there, and we will extract the data according to our requirement. Okay. So the major difference between the extractions and the other outbound interfaces. In extractions, Oracle has defined the predefined functionality with security, with effective dates and all. Straight away, we can use that and extract. Okay. So that's an extractions part and data loading part here. So we'll be talking about all these things. That's okay. Yes. So this menu is purely for our data loading and data extractions. Next, we'll be talking about that is the integration part, inbound and outbound. When I go for an BI reporting part, as I told, three levels we have in the reporting. One is BI reports, another one is OTBI, another one is analytics. Another one is analytics we have. If we look at here, Fusion reporting tools. Fusion HCM having three reporting tools, data extraction tools for extracting data from Fusion into the specific format. These all tools are fully integrated with Fusion applications. So all these tools are fully integrated with Fusion applications. So it comes with the integration part here. These tools are fully integrated. You can transfer data from Fusion to Fusion SFTP or third party. SFTP is nothing but secured file transfer protocol. Secured file transfer protocol. And third party SFTP, you can also transfer to third party. For example, client is using ADP payroll. Okay. So in my payroll, we have the data. I want to extract from here, and we wanted to transfer into that. So then we will use third party SFTP. Email using these reporting tools. So the first one is Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence, OTBI, and Oracle Business Intelligence Publisher, BI Publisher. Okay. The difference between what we will see in the BI Publisher and OTBI, we can see here. BI Publisher and OTBI. BI Publisher is more flexible. User can write SQL, depends on the requirement, and SQL to get desired column. Need to add, here it is less flexible, OTBI. User must use the seeded columns. We can't go for write our own, options here. So we must use the existing seeded one. Here it is. We have to use the seeded one. But in BI Publisher, you are supposed to implement the security. For example, this user is going to run the report. Curtis Fitty is one of the user. He is a manager. He is going to run the report. Then he wanted to access only his department data, his employees' data. He should not access another department or another branch data. Okay. So in that scenario, obviously, we need to implement the security manually. But here, whenever we add some roles, data roles, automatically that will be inherited. In OTBI, that automatically inherited. Okay. So anyway, that we'll be discussing here, data roles and all. Format, a user can format the data by using the templates. Here users cannot use templates to format the data. We have to go for standard, whatever dashboards are there, that we are going to format. Here it is. Okay. And notifications, users cannot send notification to Fusion applications. We can do XML busting, sending an email, XML busting. This all things can be done, but cannot send any notifications. But here notifications can be sent once we run the OTBI reports. This all. So that's a major differences here we will see here. So extractions, just now we talked about what is meant by extract, and user entities. User entity is nothing but a query. Database item is nothing but a columns. Okay. So whenever we run the HCM extraction, what happened? Output comes in the XML format. Output comes into the XML format. So that output, it can be used by any third-party tool. We can use it with any third-party tool, and we can go for display the data in a proper format. We can go for display the data in a proper format. Here it is. Fine. So that's an overall idea of what exactly we are going to do. Now, if we look at here in the BI reports, whenever we go for an catalogs, and I go for new data model. But before going for this, we'll be starting step by step. What is data model? What is query? And what is query builder? So this all we are going to discuss. Now we can see here. So this is the environment where exactly our work will be there. Entire our training will go on in this area only. So the reason why I'm showing all these screens and everything syllabus is from the coordinator, I got an input that feedback. The people are thinking that we are again starting the functional part and all. Don't worry, we are not at all starting. This is purely technical. Okay, so